say good evening to everyone.
Good evening, good evening.
Giving our praises to God the Father and to His Son, our Savior, Jesus Christ.
All right.
And to our leader, our teacher, our guide, the Holy Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
We thank God for another opportunity to come down to further study on God's holy word.
Yes, yes.
And I say that I truly mean that I thank God for this opportunity because the way things are going in our world today,
Mm-hmm.
the whole nation could get shut completely down.
That's right, that's right.
But God is still in control.
That's right.
And I think He's going to keep it where the word can continue to go out. But I just have to thank you for health and strength because none of us are immune from what's going on.
That's right, that's right.
Let me use the word none of us are exempt from all this stuff that's going on in the world today. But we can thank God that He's watching over us, He's protecting us. We thank God that we're praying for all our leaders, especially in our churches, that where we can keep our church service going online with a media coverage in time like this.
Yes, sir.
We still are dealing with the judges, and we are dealing with the last judge, who is Samuel, because after Samuel, and we're going to find in our lesson today, they don't want a judge to lead them anymore. They want a king.
Yeah, they want a king.
And that's the subject of our lesson on today. It said Israel demands a king. And that word demand, it got my attention. How the people of God, they demanded this. And God gave it to them. And it was not in His will for them to have this, but it was being catch God off guard. He knew it was going to happen. Scripture tells us that it was going to happen. We'll be dealing with all that in our lesson on today. So let's get into our lesson. Our scriptures are 1 Samuel chapter 8, verses 1 through verse 11. And then they have 18 through 20 is also included in our lesson. 1 Samuel chapter 8, verses 1 through 11 and 18 through 20. And we find in our lesson, it began saying, and it came to pass when Samuel was old that he made his son judges over Israel. Now we can find something in that scripture that we want to speak of. When Samuel becoming an old man, when he was old, that part that said he made his son judges over Israel. And the reason I want to harp on that because God has to make judges.
That's right, that's right.
We know about Samuel. We studied about these judges that we've been studying about. And one thing that we find out about them, before they were born, God had a mission for them. So we find out that Samuel here, he made his son judges over Israel. Now let me kind of jump ahead of myself. We're going to find out how Israel demanded a king, and the decision that Samuel made, it helped play a part in their demands. He made them king. Now, we know that Eli, who was a priest, he made his two sons judges after him. And they messed up. And the Philistines, they were doing so bad, you can't just hold these positions and think you can just live any type of way. Because God has a limit. So, because of Eli's son, they went bad. And they started living off the people. They were supposed to be making good judgment, and they wasn't. We're going to get into this. Money was helping them make some decisions that they made. But because of them going bad, the nation of Israel got overruled by the Philistines again. And God let those two sons of his go out into battle. I'm talking about Eli's son now. And both of those boys were killed. And when the messengers came back and told Eli should have done something. He should have stopped his boys, because not only that, they were also taking advantage of the women. Some of the women that came around the temple, they was using them for their sexual desire. And Eli stood by and let all this go. And once his two sons got killed in battle, and they brought the message back to Eli that not only had the Philistines defeated us and took the ark of the covenant, but they also killed your two sons. And this struck him so hard that he fell backwards and broke his neck. And we find here that Samuel is on the scene now. And the scripture said he made his son judges over Israel. And we can understand any father want his son to follow his footsteps. But we have to be careful in that. Because if they was not called by God, they cannot do God's work.
That's right.
If you're not called by God, you cannot do the work that God has required. Because we're going to get deep into this lesson. Because it could help us even in time like this. Because we're dealing with these leaders. And I hope that it could also strengthen us as leaders to make sure we do God's will. And also, we should learn in these lessons we could appreciate the leaders that God gives us. Now, he made his son judges of Israel. In verse 2 said, now the name of his firstborn was Joel, and the name of his second, Abiah, and they were judges in Beersheba. So we find he has two sons. Now, his intentions was good. So many times, your intention could be good, but if it's not in God's will, it's not just going to work. By the name that he gave his son at their birth, we can see the mindset that Samuel had. Because his first son, which is named Joel, the meaning of Joel is the Lord is God. And the name of his second, Abiah, the meaning of Abiah is my father is the Lord. So we can see when he was probably so happy to bring these sons into the world, and it probably was his desire that they would be preached and serve God as he served God. And that's why a lot of churches, they could have a pastor that could pastor their church for many years. And he get on up in age. And sometimes he wants to place his son to pastor church behind him. But if God did not call that boy to pastor behind him,
Don't work.
not only will it not work, but he opened up the doors on his son, that he's getting ready to have some heartaches. Not only is he going to have heartache with the people, and he will be rejected by God. And that's any father would want his son to follow in his footsteps. But that's also why we have to learn whatever their will is, or whatever their desire is. Sometimes we want them to do this or do that. But we can't always have them to live by what our will is for them. And especially in this business. Because it's going back to these two boys was part of the problem that made Israel demand a king. Now, I'm not putting all the blame on these two boys because later on in these scriptures, when we get down to verse 4, the elders made a decision. And these lessons ought to help us to help make decisions in the time that we're living in. And one of the things that, like I said earlier in this lesson, you just can't place your children. And a lot of people in the church have a misunderstanding about my mom, my dad. They helped start this church. That does not give you no special privilege. You, whatever your mom and your dad do for the Lord, that's between them and God. When you come along, what that old saying, every tub got to sit on its own body. You can't assume that I got this right just because of what my foreparents did. And that does not give you no special privilege with God. God pick and choose who he wants to place wherever he wants to. And if you end up with a place and God did not have that place, you ask for pure hell. So we find out that Samuel, in his old age, he made this decision, and it did affect the decision that Israel had on demanding a king. Now in verse 3, first of all, let me go back because there's one more thing I want to bring out in verse 2. It says that they were judges in Sheba. We know that all of these judges were not judicial judges. Some of them were more military than judicial. But when it came to Samuel, he was judicial. He had the political side of the nation of Israel, and he also excelled both politically and spiritually as a judge. So for him to give these boys this position, they were judges in Bathsheba. Now, but Samuel, he was a political Jew, and he traveled all around the nation of Israel, dealing with the nation of Israel. So we're going to find out that they were there in Bathsheba, and we're going to, by the time we get to the fourth verse, we're going to find out that his headquarters was in Ramah. So the question is being asked, these boys went bad. Did he know that they were doing bad things? We know that Eli knew it, and he didn't do anything about it. And that's why when they lost that battle, and they brought news back to him that he fell and broke his neck. Because one thing he should have done is he should have disciplined his son that he gave this title. But again, I go back to you don't place, God has to do the placing.
Right.
So we find in verse 3 that his son walked not in his ways. They didn't do the same thing that their father did. And that's why I say that God has to do the calling. When you give somebody a position and they're not equipped, it's about the same as somebody calling themselves a school teacher. It's not in their, how would I say it, DNA to be no school teacher. Because a lot of people don't know it. You have to have a special type of heart to be a real school teacher. You got to love those children, and in spite of how they act, your number one thing got to be, is I got to educate this child.
That's right.
And let me share something with when God called a leader to lead his people, you can treat him bad, but his calling is to lead those people. And it's not about how they treat you. Yeah, it hurts. If you're going to be a leader, you're going to hurt. You're going to have to sleep tonight. But the job is to lead those people the way God told you to lead them. Your responsibility is that when that person leaves here, that heaven ought to be his home. So you just can't give anybody no positions. And we're going to find out that his son walked not in his ways, but turned aside after lucre, and took bribes and perverted judgment. So you see what happened here. Now, God he's so awesome. Should they have known better? First of all, the dad should have known better. And there was a scripture telling them not to do this. If you was going to be a priest, let's run over to the book of Deuteronomy. Someone will find it. Chapter 16, verse 18 through verse 20. And it's going to be dealing with what happened to them, to his son. Revelation.
Deuteronomy chapter 16, verses 18 to 20.
Yes.
Okay, reading 18. You shall appoint judges and officers in all your gates, which the Lord your God gives you, according to your tribes, and they shall judge the people with just judgment. You shall not pervert justice. You shall not show partiality, nor take a bribe. For a bribe blinds the eyes of the wise and twists the words of the righteous. Verse 20. You shall follow what is altogether just, that you may live and inherit the land which the Lord your God is giving you. That's 18 to 20.
Right. So he's telling them what you got to do. You got to judge them. You got to be just
Yes, sir.
in your judgment. And then at verse 19, what did he say? You cannot have no respect of person.
Okay.
If you're going to judge and you're going to judge people right, I cannot have a respected person.
Right.
Now, some people might think I have a respected person, but I know I got to give an account to God. And it said that you should take no gift. Did you read that, Reverend Risper?
In verse 19,
Yes.
you shall not pervert, you shall not take a bribe. I got New King James Version. It
Okay.
says you shall not take a bribe.
Well, it's according to what some books would say a gift.
Yes.
And that's talking about going back to our scripture here in verse 3, that lucre. That's money.
Yes.
It could be in the form of a gift, but he tells you, don't take this.
Yes.
But because when you start taking money from individuals,
Okay.
they want to respect something in return.
That's right.
And he also do not have no respect of person.
Yes.
And that what happen when you bring that money in. You taking a gift, and what the money could do is money blind your eyes.
Amen.
When you start flashing that money and giving them money, and that's why he's telling you, if you're going to be, don't take it.
Yes.
Now somebody might say, well, we know that we have a love offering that they give the pastor and his wife here at this church. And that's up to everybody. But I shouldn't have nobody come and slipping me no $100 here and this. Yeah, take a love offering, but you can't let people come and start sliding you something, because that's some intention behind it.
Yes.
And what it does is it blinds your eyes. And the Lord was telling them in Deuteronomy, and here we are way over in the book of Samuel here, and Deuteronomy dealing with Moses. And he's telling them, don't take this. And these boys took that. And when they started taking these bribes, and it said, and they also had perverted judgment, everything that he just read, the Lord told you, don't partake in it. And that's what we have to learn. If God tells you not to partake in it, don't partake in it. because when you start partaking, there's something behind it. And they got these boys, that's what they was wanting. It wasn't so much about judging God's people right. They had become personal to these boys. And so their father should have taught them, and he should have taught them what's written in the book of Deuteronomy, that you don't partake in these kind of things.
Amen.
Now, because of that, because of what happened, in verse 3, it's going to lead them to come to him within with verse 4. But, you know what, I want to do something. I want to do something. And the reason I want to do something, because of what these people looked at. They looked at these boys. They looked at their wrongdoing. Before I get into this verse 4. This is what the people, this is what the elders, this is what the leaders, they were looking at those boys. But if we go back to the 7th chapter, round about the 13th verse, somebody read about three verses of that. They had something else they should have been looking at besides these boys. The boys. 1 Samuel, 7th chapter. Start around the 13th. How many verses? Go to verse 20.
No, you go to 17.
Read all of that, and I might cut in on you
All right.
while you read some of it. And this is my point. They was looking at these boys, but they had something else to look at. Go ahead, Deacon Gilbert.
So the Philistines were subdued, and they came no more into the coast of Israel. And the hand of the Lord was against the Philistines all the days of Samuel.
Could you stop right there?
Yes, sir.
Under Samuel's leadership, he had subdued the Philistines.
Yeah.
And the Philistines did not rise up against them during his
You understand?
20-year reign. So they should have been looking at this, right? So read the next one. Let's go ahead.
And the cities which the Philistines had taken from Israel were restored to Israel from Ekron even unto Gath, and the coast thereof did Israel deliver out of the hand of the Philistines, and there was peace between Israel and Amorite.
Okay, right there. We know why their cities were taken away from them, right? Because they had sinned. Because they had walked out on God. And God let these Philistines take their cities away. But under Samuel's leadership, every city that had been taken away from them, did not you say that God had restored that city back to them?
Yes, sir.
Under who? Samuel's leadership.
Samuel's leadership.
Okay. Let's go on. And one more thing, and he said they also had peace with the Amorites.
Right.
When they making this decision here, for war and other nations coming up against them, they're in a time of peace. Except for what these boys are doing. Continue on.
And Samuel judged Israel all the days of his life. And he went from year to year
He was
in circles
certain.
to Bethel, Gilgal, and Mephah, and judged Israel in all those places. And his return was to Ramah, for there was his house, and there he judged Israel, and there he built an altar unto the Lord.
So Samuel, under his leadership, the nation of Israel had peace.
Yep.
They defeated the Philistines,
Yep.
the Amorites.
Yep.
They were at peace with them. They was at peace. So at this time, they never thought about how they did well under Samuel's leadership. But they were judging Samuel now because of the wrongdoing of his son. But did they think about all of the good that happened to them as a nation
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
with God leading him? And that's why I wanted to go there before I went into verse 4. Because they are judging him off of his 2 sons. But look what they happened in verse 4. Then all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together and came to Samuel unto Ramah. And that's his base. And it was from Beersheba, where these boys was doing all that dirty work, to Ramah. It was about 57 to 60 mile distance. So we got all of the elders. We got all of the leaders. And when you start talking about elders, that's supposed to be a position of honor. Those ought to be people that can make a sound decision. These are the people that stand between the leader that God placed him and the body.
Right.
So these people need to have enough knowledge to know what's going on. And that's why I tell everybody from the time that I took over this church, if you want to be the head of anything, you need to come to Bible study. Because you cannot lead and lead properly if you do not know this Bible.
That's right.
Because you're going to get hit with some stuff. The devil will attack you from every angle. And as a leader, he wants you miserable.
So, yes, sir.
He wants you going home, can't sleep at night.
That's right.
He wants you angry at certain people that you're supposed to be leading them.
That's right.
That's his job. But your job is to lead them regardless.
Yes.
You got a job and we have to do that job. Samuel was doing his job. Now here are these elders, these leaders, supposed to be the brain, supposed to be between him and the people. They come to him, gathered themselves together and came to Samuel unto Ramah, and said unto him, behold, look how they hit him. And
I like that. You're old.
you're old.
Yeah.
You can't do the thing you used to.
But a lot of times, and if you right with God, with age, both come wisdom.
That's
Ain't
right.
no matter
Amen.
God.
But they come, the first thing they want to come and tell you about his age.
That's right.
And then the next thing is that, and their sons walk not in thy ways. So they tell you. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. Now there's one thing that I'm wondering, because the Bible does not say that. But before they went to Samuel, right? Here they are the elders. Here they've got to make a decision about the leader and about the people, and they are the go-between. They are the intercessor. And they come to him with this. My thing is, did they go to God first? And I don't believe they went to God first by the way that they came and talked to him.
By the answer that God gave Samuel, they didn't go to him first.
Yeah. Gonna come the first thing they tell him about how old he is. And then they tell him about what his sons did. That they did not walk in that way. And this is the part here where I know they didn't go to God. Now, make us a king to judge us like all the nations.
Yeah.
They're not treating him like no leader. They're not acting like no elder. They come in here demanding something out of him. They're not appreciative of what's happened to Samuel when he first started leading them. And we know when Samuel first started leading them, they had just lost a battle with the Philistines and got 4,000 men killed in the battle. And then they're going to get smart and let's go get the Ark of the Covenant that's giving us the assurance that God is with us. And then they're going to go into battle the second time, get 30,000 men slaughtered, and get the Ark of the Covenant taken away from him. And then when Samuel come on the scene, he regained all of this. And now this is how we show our appreciation for this man of God. And I want to throw something in there too. We got, thank God, Reverend Risler is here on tonight. And I hope some of our ministers are tuned in to this. Because just like they came to him and told him about the way his son walked, we want you to make us a king because of what your kid did. My brothers and my sisters, there are a lot of times when a pastor of a church, when his children get grown, especially his boys, they can be his boys or his girls, and they stray away from how their dad, their pastor have taught them. They go out into the world and they get caught up into the world and doing all of the worldly thing they're doing. Do you not know you can have somebody that you're pastoring, somebody that you're leading, will come up and say, if his children act like this, he can't tell me nothing.
You're right. Yeah.
If he can't raise his children, that's one of the biggest mistakes you can make.
Mm-hmm.
Because God knows I was raised up in the church. And I went to church all day on Sundays. Sunday school. Worship board, junior choir. Yes, junior deacon and all of that stuff. And when I turned 18, I couldn't wait to get away from home. And not only did I want to get away from home, I said, I'm done with this church. Because it was mandatory for me to go to church.
You didn't have no choice.
And I got out in that world from the time I was 18. My wife and I went to go to church on occasion. But in 1985, I gave my life back to Christ. So you can't judge nobody. You don't never know what that child is going to do. And then as the scripture tells us this, you train up a child in the way he should go. And then when he get old,
Yes.
but there's a space in there.
Yes, sir.
Though he will depart.
He will not depart.
Not depart.
Yeah.
But people will throw that in a pastor's face in a minute. And that's why I said I want to also let our minister know. If you have a pastor in the church, yeah, you'd be surprised if some of the stuff gonna hit you in your face. And it's happening to him right here. And it would happen to all of us. And we raise our children up, and I'm sure it is. Pastor will want his child to come behind him, but we know better that you cannot just put him in that position. Because that's what happened to Samuel here. And we find out that now they put it back up into his face. And they want him to make us a judge.
King.
Like all the other nations. Now, keep in mind, when they hit Samuel with this, that did not go well with Samuel. Because sometimes people forget, leaders are just like anybody else. There's a human side to us, just like there is a spiritual side to us. And you can hit your leader with something. He's supposed to be strong enough to deal with it, but you can cause him to have a bad evening when he try to go home and get him some rest. And I imagine that Samuel felt like this because it's right there in the 6th verse. In the 6th verse it says, but this thing displeased Samuel. For all the work that Samuel did for the nation of Israel, like I was saying, he was a political judge, he was a spiritual judge. He traveled all around the nation of Israel, going to those different tribes, telling them what thus said the Lord. And here he is in his old age, and he comes, and these elders come, and they had their decision made before they even talked to him. Sometimes it's good to just sit down and let's have a conversation. let's not be so hasty. And the main thing, these men, they did not pray to the Lord before they made this decision. Verse 6, it says, it displeased Samuel when they said, give us a king to judge us. But it's good news in that verse. And Samuel prayed unto the Lord. And I can say that the young minister that's coming behind me, God gonna bless you with a church one day. You're gonna have your ups and you're gonna have your downs. And when they fail to go to God and come to you with some mess, do what Samuel did.
Yeah.
This displeased Samuel, but Samuel knew what to do. He prayed unto God about this situation. Because like I tell you, if God placed you here to lead, you got to lead. You can't let Satan use somebody else to throw you off track. And the best thing that can happen to any of us in a leadership position, when we get hit with these things, go down on your knees.
Yeah. Amen.
And pray to the Lord about this situation. Because if you think Samuel wasn't the first one that this happened to, go all the way back to Moses, the greatest leader that the nation of Israel ever had. They told him one day, I'll kill you, Moses. Now, all of the leading that he led them, they said we were better off in Egypt than we are under your leadership. And we know that that's not true because when they was down there, they cried out to the Lord. And he said, Moses, to tell Pharaoh to let my people go. And at one point they told him we would be better off. And two, then a young preacher that's coming, you're going to get hit with somebody going to come and tell you they were better off in the world before they joined the church. You will get hit with some of these things. If you're going to leave up there, somebody will actually tell you that. And you got to be prayed up. And I can't tell you what to say. God has to tell you what to say. Because this has happened to me on, I know at least 3 different occasions. And on each occasion, I handled it a different way. But I don't beg anyone to follow my leadership. It's a choice that you have to make. And if God's going to place you there, your responsibility is to get every one of them into heaven. So we find that Samuel, when all this happened, Samuel prayed to the Lord. And when he prayed to the Lord, verse 7 says, and the Lord said unto Samuel. Now you got to keep in mind all the time what is going through Samuel's mind. And the Lord said unto Samuel, hearken unto the voice of the people and all that they say unto thee. Do you think this is what was going on through his mind? I don't believe so. To hearken unto them. They hit you, I think Samuel probably thinking that the Lord was going to say something else. And this is why we have to realize this. When you get into this leadership position and you're dealing with God people, you cannot get upset. Why? Because what the scriptures say. God ways and man ways. They are not the same. And there's a great distance between God's ways and their ways, and even my way. And the distance is about as far as it is from earth to heaven. So you're going to have to take some darts in your back. You're going to have that breath, that shield, to have darts falling out, going to hit you in the front. Because the Lord said unto Samuel, hearken unto the voice of the people and all that they say unto thee, all, Samuel, that they say unto thee. And he said, they have rejected me that I should not reign over them. This is what God is saying. Now, God knew that they were going to be like this. When did he know? Before he made heaven and earth.
Yep.
Somebody find Deuteronomy 17 and 14. And keep, when we're in the book of Deuteronomy, this is way before this. This is dealing with Moses. Deuteronomy 17 and 14.
When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me.
Will you stay there for a minute? Read that again.
When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee,
Before they even got into the land.
and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about.
You see what God knew this was going to happen? Now, also, read verse 18 also.
And it shall be, when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom, that he shall write him a copy of this law in a book out of that which is before the priests, the Levites.
He told, this is going on before all this happened. And God would tell the priest, it's going to be a book that's going to tell you how to be a priest. It's going to be a book going to tell you how to deal with my people. And this is what he tells him, get this book. And you study this book. That's it. We could read some more, and that's what he tells the priest. Get this book, and it's going to tell you all of these things going to happen. It's going to tell you how people are going to reject you. And that's why I tell you, if anybody's in leadership, you better stay in this. Because everything that God requires out of you is written in the book. And that's why I went to that 18th verse here telling all the priests, read about what it's going to take to be a priest over my people. And he had predicted that this was going to happen when you get over to the land. This is going to happen to one of my judges. They're going to want a king. It just so happened here Samuel on the scene. But if he has studied his lesson, preachers have to stay in this Bible. Teachers have to stay in this Bible. You're in a leadership position, you need to stay in that Bible. Because if not, you're going to find out you trying to lead God's people. And what's so miserable about it is because, like God said, my way is not your way.
That's right.
And even when he told Moses to make that turn when he was leading the people out of Egypt, and even Pharaoh thought he was lost. But God was getting ready to work a miracle he called the day of the salvation of the Lord. I want you to make this turn. And that turn that they made was leading them to the Red Sea with both mountains on both sides. And Pharaoh behind him. God was getting ready to make a name for him that every nation during that time was going to realize who God is. And not only that, here it is in 2020, we're still talking about God opening up the Red Sea.
That's right.
And then crossing over on dry land. So God wanted them to make that turn. And then the people think, man, here we lost in the wilderness. But if you are leading God's people the way God tells you that, you are never lost.
Amen.
He thought there was something wrong with Jesus hanging out on Calvary. And all the ones that were with him, they were sad, running, scared to death. But something happened on the third day morning. He got up. And the same one that he had been teaching him when he told Mary to go tell my disciples and Peter. And when he went and told them, they still did not believe. When you're in a leadership position and dealing with God's people, you have to trust God. You have to do what God tells you to do. It gets rough sometimes. But if you obey him, And the moment you start obeying him, like I told you, my first 5 years, thank God they behind me. It was 5 years of learning. So we find out here, the Lord, the scriptures you just read, knew that all this was going to happen before it even happened. And God knows what's going to happen tomorrow, next year, and 1,000 years from here. He knows everything is going to happen.
That's right.
Now verse 8 says, according to all the work which they have done. Now this is the Lord still talking to Samuel about these people and about the decision that the elders, the brain, the head, the one that's supposed to be in leadership position, this is what the Lord is still telling him about them. According to all the work which they have done, they, since the day that I brought them up out of Egypt, even until this day, wherewith they have forsaken me and served other gods, so do they also unto thee. You think they done something to you, and you ain't nothing but Samuel. You ain't nobody but Samuel. Here I am, God Almighty.
Yeah.
I'm their creator. I'm their maker. And when they cried out to me, I come down there and brought them out from Pharaoh's mighty hand, the oppression of Pharaoh, and keep back all these lessons we've had. Every one of these leaders that God gave them up until this point, when the leaders took over, they were being what? Oppressed. But the Lord telling him about their works, according to all their work, which they have done since the day that I brought them out of Egypt, even until this day. What was their work? Their work was disobedient to God. Their work was they didn't want to follow the leaders that God put over them.
They're a rebellious nation.
Thank you. You can give us that they was a rebellion. They was a stiff-necked nation.
That's right.
It got so bad with them one time, God had to put a little red-eyed snake biting them.
That's right.
Make you look up.
And if you think you're going to lead God's people, then you're not going to deal with this. And the lesson ought to tell us is God's people to help us. And if you're going to be in a leadership position, and you see something that's going on, you better pray to God to help me make the right decision.
That's right.
You're taking these are the elders. Now the elders are symbolic of the deacons and the preachers that's here helping me with this journey. And also with all of those that's in leadership position. We all got to work together to get God's will done. And God knew about these people. He tell you about their work from the time that he brought them out of Egypt. They were disobedient. And then you find in verse 4 and verse 5 how these elders of Israel will gather themselves together and not contact God. And come to this man that had been dedicated to his service. Tell him you too old now. And what your son did. And they forgot about last week's lesson. When they were sitting up there praying. And Samuel took a little offering. And while the Philistines was coming up on them, he prayed. And what the Lord did, they forget all of this. People are so easy to forget where God has brought us from.
Amen.
And people will tell you in a minute. And it crosses people's mind. I was better off before I came. You think you were better off. This is the best place anybody could be. This is better being drafted in the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, professional soccer. You might get millions and millions. But when you're ready to leave here, you're going to have to leave every one of those dollars here.
Amen.
You might have the most luxurious lifestyle that money can buy. But I tell you one place, and not only that, it's what's waiting on you for where you're going. Streets paved with gold.
Oh, yeah.
A tree for the healing of the nation. Not only are you going to go to a heaven and an earth, but you're going to go to what? A new heaven and a new earth. And I like new things.
Untouched by man's hand.
And when you get in there, I got a wooden fence around, a picket fence around my house. But when I get home, this got 12 pearly gates.
Amen. Yes, sir.
And you may enjoy the riches and the wealth for 70 years because God promised you down here, but what he have up there is eternal.
Eternity.
And like I will tell you, the sickness, the sorrow, the pain, the suffering, high blood pressure, heart attack, coronavirus, when you get there, none of it will be there. Because of the city of no more.
Yes, sir.
Now the Lord has said you have forsaken. He's telling Samuel, and if you're going to lead God's people, keep this in mind. If they have forsaken me and served other gods, so do they also unto thee. That's what the Lord said. Samuel, what you think that they're doing to you, they have already done that to me. And Samuel, you haven't done half of what I have done for them. From the time that they were born into this world, it's my air that they breathe. It's my food that they eat.
Yeah.
And they might go and buy it out of the store, but it's my clothes that they put on their back.
Come on.
And when they got over there, he told them the house that you're gonna live in, you didn't build it.
Let's build it. No.
He said a vineyard that you're gonna have, you didn't plant it. But I'm sending you to a land flowing with milk and honey. And if God did all that for them, Sammy, don't feel bad if they're gonna reject. They rejected me. And that will give you strength to run on and to do God's will. It's been happening from the beginning, and it's going to happen to the very end. Verse 9. Now therefore, hearken unto their voice. I know Samuel didn't think that God won't hit him with this. He said, howbeit, yet protest solemnly unto them, and show them the manner of the king that shall reign over them. When he's telling him to protest solemnly unto them, what he's actually telling them is to warn them.
Yeah, seriously.
Now, when I was reading this, Deacon Preston, when I saw what the Lord said, warn them about what they're asking for. My mind went back to my son. I came home from work one day, and somebody had given him a German Shepherd. Now my wife told me, you got to take the dog back. But she don't like dogs. And when I got home, they were so told he ain't Christian. I said, let me go talk to your mom. And told her we're going to let him have the dog. So I went back out and I said, now look, you want this dog, right? He said, yeah, Daddy, I want this dog. I said, do you know there's some responsibility? No, Daddy, I want the dog. Whatever it takes. I will take care of that dog. He didn't know you got to feed him,
Yeah.
you got to water him, and when you got him in a closed yard, he gonna do something in that yard you got to clean up. So they were just like a little child wanting a dog, but not realizing that some responsibility is gonna go with you taking care of that dog. And that was many times when I walked out in the backyard, and the water bucket, the thing you drink water, it was dry than a bone. Many times when the sun go down, he somewhere playing the dog haven't had nothing to eat. He wanted something, but he didn't want the responsibility that went with it. So here they are asking for something, they just like a little child on a dog, but not willing to take care of him. Because what they're asking for, in this particular case, they did not know what they were getting ready to get themselves into. Because in verse 10, he tells them, Samuel told all the words of the Lord unto the people that asked him for a king. And he said, this will be a manner of the king that shall reign over you. Right there. This king is going to reign over you. He will take your son and appoint them for himself, for his chariot, and to be his horsemen. And some shall run before the chariot. He was telling Samuel, he was telling him that if you want a king, I've been leading you. But if you want a king that's going to reign over you, and what he's telling them about him taking their son, the bottom line, he's telling your son is going to be that king's servant. There's going to be some fields that's got to be planted. And when those fields got to be planted, and he come to get your son, if he's going to be your king, he's going to reign over you. When he tell you that field need to be worked, your son is going to have to go out there and work that field. He's going to have to keep it up, and at the end of the year, when harvest time comes, your son is going to go out there and reap the harvest. He said there's going to be wars like we've been having. Not only are they going to have to fight in the war, but they won't be sitting around your house. They're going to have to be making weapons. They're going to be preparing weapons. They'll have to be trained how to use weapons, weapons of war. And then he said when he get into war, you're going to have some foot soldiers. And he's going to be riding in a chariot, and some of your sons are going to be running before him. So he explained all of this. This is what you're getting into. And we know Israel had some bad kings.
Oh, yeah.
And they had some kings that didn't care nothing about living right under God's leadership. This was left out, but I have to bring it in tonight. I'm not going to read them all, but somebody read verse 13. He's talking about his son, and no man, a father's kind of particular about his daughters. Somebody read verse 13, 8 and 13.
And 13. And he will take your daughters to be confectionaries, and to be cooks, and to be bakers.
Yeah. Not only is he going to take your son, this king, he's going to take your daughter.
Amen.
And that confectionery, they're going to be making perfume and ointment for me. He said they're going to be cooking in the king's kitchen. They're going to be cleaning the king's palace. Your daughters. And then some of them He's going to have for their own personal, for His own personal use. This is what you're asking for. And that's why I'm telling you, they like a kid want a dog, but they don't know all the responsibility. This is what He's telling them. If you want a king, this is what's going to happen to you. And since you are asking for this, God said, I'm going to give it to you. And once he gets that title of being a king, he's going to have authority over you. And when he has authority over you, you're going to have to do whatever he says. So the question I'm asking, do you still want a king? And they did want a king. God knew what those kings were going to do to them. Even one of the best kings, Solomon, he was a good king. But Solomon worked those people so hard that he split the nation of Israel up. He was driving them because he wanted to keep that royal lifestyle. So he worked them too hard. And when they went and talked to him about that, then there was another one told him to shut them up and tell them to get on back out there and go to work. And this is what split the nation to the northern and southern kingdom. Even though he went off the scene, but when his son took over, he wanted to keep driving them. But the Lord, Solomon, with all that wisdom and all that knowledge that he had, he made it. Now, that's another thing. All of us make errors. The leaders that God gives you can make errors. Sometimes when you make errors, they want to judge and hold that one thing against you because he made an error. What was his error? His error when he made his two sons. This is what started all of this. When he made his two sons, this is what they come to him about it, but they had forgot about all of the good things that happened for them. They had forgotten this 20 years of peace that we are living under. We don't have to worry about the Philistines no more, and the Moabites. We're under peace with all that under this man's leadership, who God sent us. But no, they don't see any of that. And in verse 18, and ye shall cry out that day because of your king, which ye shall have chosen. And the Lord will not hear you in that day. Look what the Lord is telling him. You shall cry out in that day because of your king, which ye shall, you chose him. And because of you choosing him, you didn't go down and pray. You didn't ask me nothing about this. You made this decision on your own. So when things start going bad and you're going to cry to me, God said, I'm not going to hear you. And another reason why they came after this leader that they had, that man was made up before they even got to Samuel. He didn't have a say. And if you think this bad Samuel didn't have a say, guess who else didn't have a say? God didn't have a say. My brother and my sister, a lot of decisions that we make and a lot of things happen in our lives because bad decisions that we made. But thank God that we have a good God, a loving God, a caring God. And sometimes we need to quit trying to blame other people and do an inventory on my own self. Because when you make bad mistakes, you got to pay for your errors. We don't know what it means when we say God is a just God. a just go. And the thing we have to, the mistakes we make, those things have to be cleaned up. And God made a way to clean everything up. And there is no sin that's too big for God. If you come to God with a pure heart and ask for forgiveness, God will forgive you. God will clean you up. He clean it up and put you on the right track. But we see here he's not to be played with. We find out here in that 18th verse that the Lord said, I will not hear you in that day. Verse 9, nevertheless the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel. Now remember what the Lord was telling them up there in the 8th verse. When they were rejecting Samuel, in reality, they were rejecting God. And anybody going to lead God's people, you're going to have to come to, if you're going to be an effective leader, you're going to have to realize that. Because a lot of times, when you're leading God's people, that road going to get some rough on you. But you're going to have to realize it's not you that's being rejected. It's God that they're rejecting. And you got to be bold enough to go ahead on and do what the Lord told you to do. See, that was Jesus. And not only was Jesus able to do it, but he was able to do it with humility.
Yeah.
See?
Amen.
That was like when I was telling y'all when I went out with Reverend Clark, first time I went out with him. When I saw who he was dealing with, I was so uneasy going around these people that he was going around with. Most people probably don't know why I was uneasy. Because if somebody would have acted the wrong way, I don't know how I would have reacted. I pray to God all the time, Lord, don't let me be in no place or no situation where I don't need to be there. Because I'm still, as Reverend Kemper used to say, I'm still in the oven. You know what it means when you're still in the oven? I'm not done yet. And I know I'm not done yet. Because I had a good friend of mine who's dead now. He told me that he went to a place like that and they talked about his mother. And he said that he went ahead and ministered unto them. But they were talking about his mother. But he said when he got to minister to them, he turned around and walked out, and he said tears ran down his cheeks. And I used to tell him all the time, I want to go on outreach, work with you. But when he told me that day, and I didn't hear him say that they talked about his mother, them old high school days of mine, when I was in high school, we had a saying when you talk about somebody's mother, is I don't play the dove. And if God does not intervene with me now, I still don't play the dove. You cannot talk about my mama. And that's what I'm going to say. I just can't go any place trying to minister anymore. But if God sent me, I know I'll have to go. But when you go with somebody else. But I thank God for Reverend Clark because he's done a great job with the outreach. And there's something about his personality that they really like him. This work is, it is plenty of work. Nobody's never got no reason talking about there's no work. Because just like he goes out and do that, you always come into contact with somebody that needs to hear about the Lord. You just need to be prepared to tell them when you get in that presence, whatever the Lord wants you to speak to them and draw them unto him. So we find out that the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel. And they said, nay, but we will have a king over us. They were determined to have a king over them. In the last verse, and this is just knock my socks off, that we also may be like all the nations, and that our king may judge us and go out before us and fight our battles. This is what they are saying. That they wanted to have a king over them. But guess what they had? They had not only a king, but they had the king of kings. They also had the Lord of lords. They had somebody from the time that they left Egypt that had been fighting battles for them. And they was going up against king after king after king. And every king that they went up against, they were defeating the kings. And all of a sudden, here they are, telling the Lord that they want a king.
Amnesia. Amnesia.
These judges dealt with the nation of Israel. If you go back to our first lesson, it was 1316 BC. And this lesson is 1043 BC, which is 200. The lesson that we've studied going back to Ehud up until Samuel covered a period of 273 years. But they had judges that judged the nation of Israel for 300 years. And under these judges, whenever they went up against a king, they always won the battle. And for the lesson that we've studied, going back to Ehud, we find out that they had been oppressed 18 years by the Moabs. You remember the first lesson that we had, where they had to pay tribute to the Moabites? And they sit up there, this is the first judge that they had. And they was oppressed, they was taking everything from them. And the Lord brought Ehud in the picture before he was born. He was born to lead the nation of Israel. And they talked about they wanted a king. The Moabites had a king. We studied about it. He had a big fat king. And he was treating God's people so bad that they was oppressed. And God gave Ehud a mind to make him an 18-inch dagger. And he told him to sharpen it on both edges. And he said, I want you to go down there to that king and thrust this dagger into his fat belly. And we know the story. He stuck the javelin into his belly and it went so deep when he got ready to pull it out, the fat closed up on it. And guess what? They were victorious over that king. Eglon was his name. They did well under Ehud. And when he left off the scene, they strayed away again. And God gave them Gideon. We know the story about Gideon. Gideon had 32,000 men. And he was getting up to go to battle with the Midianites, who had 135,000 fighting men. And the Lord told Gideon, you got too many. And he cut them down to, 22,000. And the Lord told him, you still got too many. Let me throw cut them down, and they ended up with 300.
Yeah.
Gideon, a judge, took the 300 men and whipped the 135,000 men with the help of the Lord.
That's right.
He had them fighting and killing their own self.
They smoked.
They can turn in the house. And after Gideon went off the scene, here comes Samson. And we know the story of Samson, another judge.
Yep.
And this time the Philistines are powerful with their king.
Yep.
They didn't have no king. When they had Samson, you know what they had? They had a one-man army.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
He didn't have nobody helping him,
No, this is your bone.
but he took the ass of a jawbone, the jawbone of an ass, and slaughtered, what, 1,000 Philistines. And not only that, we know the end of Solomon's reign, when the Philistines were all in this palace, had all of their lords there. It didn't tell us how many there, but it said there were 3,000 on the roof. And guess what? Solomon wiped them all out. Samson. He put a dent in the Philistines.
Yes, he did.
And then here comes Samuel. After the Philistines defeated the Israelites, I think it's 4-2, they killed 4,000 Israelites. Again, they got the Ark of the Covenant, we're going to battle them. And he slaughtered 30,000 Israelites. And here come the leader that God gave them, not no king, just a leader. And the fact that the Philistines had defeated them twice, and this was not a long period of time between these battles. The Israelites were afraid of those Philistines. But thank God for Samuel. Because while they were there in fear and the Philistines was coming up on them, this man of God, this great man of God, took a little suckling lamb and sent a sacrifice offering up to God while the Philistines was coming up on them. And the Bible says that the nation of Israel was afraid. And because this man of God sent a sacrifice up and prayed to God while the Philistines was their business was coming up on them. And it said, and God made a thunder. But not just a thunder. But he made a great thunder. And when God made that thunder, it discouraged the Philistines.
Yep.
And the Bible said they were smitten before Israel. They was running over each other, killing each other. And it said that these Philistines, they were so, when they heard that thunder, they were so afraid. So Samuel defeated them with their king. You do know his name was Dagon. And they were serving Ashtaroth and Baal. And all the time, Israel was under the leadership of these judges. The judges was being led by God.
Yep.
And they did not realize during this time they had a king who is King of kings, who is Lord uproar. And here they are, telling him, we want to be like all of the other nations. What is that equivalent of today? Christians getting caught up into the waves of that word. My brother and my sister, there's a thin line between the waves of the world and God. This is what they mean. They wanted a king. They wanted to be like the rest of the world. And if we're not careful, we could get caught up into that same thing. God gave us a king to judge us. God gave us a king to fight our battle. God gave the nation of Israel the victory through these judges who led them all the way from Ehud up to Samuel on these lessons that we have studied. But God also gave us a king.
Yes, sir.
He is King of kings.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
He is Lord of lords.
Yes, sir.
Not only that, he got all power
Yeah.
in heaven and earth is in his hand.
Yes.
And my brother and my sister, we don't have nothing to fear from in this world that we're living in.
That's right.
Because he's sitting high and he's looking low.
Yes, sir.
And when we learn to do what Samuel did, I do not care how bad it gets down here. I do not care how bleak it looks down here. We got a king
Come on.
Yeah.
who declared that all power is in his hand.
That's right.
And if we want to be victorious, Samuel showed us the key to victory. And the key to it is go on your knees
Yeah. Yes, sir.
and pray to the intercessor who is Jesus Christ. Pray to him. He can fix that prayer up and get him to the Father.
Yep.
And guess what? God will take care of us.
Yes, it will.
We're not to be afraid. We're not to be scared. And make sure that we don't let the world suck us up into the world like they did the nation of Israel. Talking about they want to be like the rest of the nation. My brother and my sisters, a thin line there.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
We got to pray. We got to stay close to God. Even in times like this. And they wanted a king, but we have a king. And he is. His name is King Jesus, who has all power. And heaven and earth is in our hands. And who gave him to us? Before the foundation of the world was even laid. A lot of these leaders, before they were born into the world,
Yep. God
God knew they were going to be born for a purpose. Before the foundation of the world was laid, a lamb was slain in glory
Yes, sir.
by the name of Jesus Christ. And he came, King of kings, Lord of lords.
Amen.
That's why we have to go to him and pray. We have to ask him to lead us, Lord, in time like we're living in.
Yes.
Because if you want to make the right steps, you better ask the Lord about it.
That's right.
Because they tell me that a good man's steps are ordered
Yes.
by the Lord.
Yeah.
And we live in a time where it says, lean not to your own understanding. But in all your ways acknowledge him. And guess what he will do? He will direct
Yes, sir.
your path.
Yeah.
And we need God leading us in the time that we're living in.
Oh,
Eternal God, our Father, the Father of our Lord and our Savior Jesus Christ. Father, we come tonight to thank you for this lesson that you blessed our Father with on tonight. And I pray, Lord, that you would open up our understanding. Help us to realize and see your nation of Israel, your chosen people that were called by your name, the ones that you had led all the way from Egypt. And you always gave them victory. But even in our lesson that we studied on tonight, you told your leader Samuel that it was not him that was being rejected. But it was you. And Lord, we know that we are living in these times. And for me and all the listeners, Lord, we just pray that you would lead us. We know that the way is straight and the path is narrow. And Lord, we pray that you would help us to walk therein. We read these lessons, but you did all you could for the nation of Israel, but yet they did not show any appreciation. And I hope you can open up our eyes to let us look around the world, just see what the condition that the world is in today, and then we realize that even in this nation of America, we are still blessed among all nations, because you have blessed us. And this is a nation that know who you are. And I pray that this lesson helped us. We're not demanding no king, but we are praying that you would help us to accept the king that you gave us, who is your son, Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Lead and guide us in the way that you have us to pray.
Yes, Lord.
And Lord, we're praying for all the leaders that's leading your people. We're praying for all of your people, that this lesson would have a meaning to us.
Amen.
Help us in time like we're living in. We thank you for the King we have, who is none other than our Lord and our Savior Jesus Christ. These blessings we ask tonight. Let me stop for 1 minute. Because we do have a prayer list that we're going to pray for them on tonight. And we're going to ask the church to join in and pray for the ones that the names that I'm going to call on tonight. We ask in prayer for Brother Lee, Sister Evelyn Lee's husband. We ask in prayer for Perry. We ask in prayer for Sister Gaston. We ask in prayer for Sister Trotter, who lost her brother. We also ask in prayer for Brother William Wiley, who found out today that his father had contracted the virus. But we know the God that we are praying to.
Yes.
We know that he's able. He said, we have the faith, then he has the power.
That's right. That's right.
And he has proven here at Green Meadow.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
He has really healed here at this church.
Yes.
Father, the Lord was heavy this week. Because 2 of these on the list have contracted the virus. And Lord, you had protected us, you had kept us. But now, Lord, we are dealing with this coronavirus. We're not afraid because we know the power that you have, Lord.
Yes.
And we know when we come together as a family and pray that you will answer our prayer. And Lord, what we're doing tonight, we're claiming victory in a name that's far above all names. We're claiming victory in our King, who is King of Kings, who is Lord of Lords, and who has proved to us that he got all power. When he was here and people were sick, he could heal them, Father.
Yes. Thank you.
And when he healed them, they were healed.
He can do it.
Lord, we pray for
Still do
healing power.
Yes, sir.
it.
2 that have coronavirus.
Yes, sir. He can still
Oh Lord, we just pray that you would defeat that virus, Lord.
Yes.
And use them as a testimony,
He won't put any more on.
telling the word
Yes, sir.
what you did for them. In the blessed name of Jesus, this is our prayer. Amen. We thank you. We thank all our listeners and those that are present on tonight. We pray that this lesson could be a very help to us, letting us know to keep our eyes on our King, who